Well then, looks like it is here. After so long, Cartoon Network lost more hours. And so, it is it ends its broadcast daily at around 5 p.m. now. And what did that make? For something special. So, today was the launch of an interesting thing that happened on the network. And given that now Adult Swim technically has more hours than Cartoon Network, I might as well say this. I watched Checkered Past. I watched the first day of Checkered Past. And my thoughts on Checkered Past, I might as well say this. This block needs more work. Don't get me wrong, I do like throwback blocks, like NickRewind and Disney Replay. It just has to work right. There were many flaws that I had to find Checkered Past to be a bit mixed when I first saw it. Well, if I gotta be honest, for starters, they really shouldn't have done the Adult Swim content warning when Checkered Past was starting. And the sign-on really didn't fit there. The block had its introduction said, "Welcome to Checkered Past, the place where you grew up as a child," even though it might confuse actual children who were still watching Cartoon Network and are confused that Cartoon Network has lost some hours. Unless they know that, Cartoon Network has classics again. Or, well, technically it isn't, because Checkered Past is part of Adult Swim. Cartoon Network advertised it under social media pages, and they decided to do that probably because you need to be at least 13 years old to be on social media. And when it comes to Checkered Past, I thought it was going to be shared to Cartoon Network and Adult Swim. Nope, it's full Adult Swim. And another problem I had with it is that they decided to re-rate all of the shows that were featured there with a TV PG rating. I would understand if it was just Courage and Billy and Mandy. It doesn't work on Dexter and Ed, and Eddie. Especially that Dexter is actually rated TVG. And it would make sense if they would just rate those two with a TVG rating and the other two with a TV PG rating, given how, insane they can be. However, I might as well talk about one more problem I have with Checkered Past. They did not have their own screen bug. Of course. It happened to Toonami, and it happened to Checkered Past too. It's just the Adult Swim screen bug. Teen Nick, a channel that is on less households than the 90s or all that, and they technically did their very own screen bug. I wouldn't mind if it was the Checkered Past logo next on top of the Adult Swim logo. That would have been pretty creative. Even though I would just like the Checkered Past logo as a screen bug. The same thing also should have happened to Toonami, because I prefer them to be, not to have the Adult Swim screen bug, in my opinion. And yet, Cartoonito gets to have its own screen bug, which is quite special, despite the fact that Cartoonito has been losing so many hours, and it honestly needed its very own 24-hour network. And it's a shame to see how Checkered Past didn't really live up to my expectations. And it's also a shame that they decided not to do a clever disclaimer compared to what the 90s were all that / Nick Splat / Nick Rewind did. I honestly think that Checkered Past should have done a content warning that is similar to that. for those who grew up with it in a unique way. However, the bumpers were pretty creative. I mean, some of them were kinda akin to Cartoon Network City in a way, with the Checkered Past logo. And then there are these animations, which Adult Swim does have its known thing when they use these bumpers from different animators, which I honestly find them to be pretty creative to do so. Overall, Checkered Past to me could have been better. I honestly think that this block could use its improvement. And I'm pretty sure that Checkered Past can improve if, Bob's Burgers is leaving Adult Swim later on this year, and this might lead to Checkered Past gaining more hours, or that it would lead to more King to Hell or American Dad. Maybe Futurama. But the block itself could have been better. Would be cool to have its own screen bug and its own special content warning, and I honestly think that they shouldn't have done the Adult Swim disclaimer to start Checkered Past. Should have been its own thing, like 90s or all that. I am pretty sure that there can be some room of improvement on Checkered Past because Teen Nick is a higher tier network that is available on less households. Cartoon Network / Adult Swim is a basic cable network that is available on millions of households, and it can do better. So, anyway guys, what are your thoughts on Checkered Past? Do you think it's a pretty good idea to do these Cartoon Network shows despite its changes not being the best in my opinion? Anyway guys, this is Kawaii Life Antonio, signing off. Peace.